Okay, this is a quick overview of Zoom's breakout rooms. This is a somewhat strange situation. I have every device in the house running Zoom and all in this room with me. I'm the teacher. I've got 7 students who are all in class with me in a conventional Zoom. Now, I say that we've been talking about Shakespeare for the last 20 minutes, and now we're going to break out into individual rooms of 2 and 3 people apiece to discuss whether there's political messages in Shakespeare's comedies and come up with examples that we'll then bring back to the main discussion. So I, as the host, I'm going to start down here on the bottom in the breakout rooms menu. Now, there's a button that would do this automatically, and of course with numbers like 7 people or even 19 or 20 people, the math isn't hard. But I'm going to go ahead and do it manually. The only thing at this stage is figuring out how many rooms I'm going to want them in. I'm going to make that 3. I'm going to create breakout rooms. If there were a reason, you could rename the room here. I'm going to go ahead and assign students. And I'm going to call your attention then to a couple of options down here at the bottom of the screen. By default, this guy is checked, which says allow participants to return to the main session. That will be, in theory, after the work they're doing in the small rooms is done, or I don't know, I guess if there's a fight. I do want you to know that while they're in the breakout room, they can put up a hand. They can ask for help without returning to the main session. It seems to me you might want to check this box, and I'll show you why in a couple seconds. Move all participants into the breakout rooms automatically. The last thing that's checked here is when you close the breakout rooms when you're getting ready to bring everybody back into the room, give them a countdown timer. It's set to 60 seconds, which makes sense to me. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to set it to 10 seconds. I've checked moving all participants into breakout rooms automatically. If that were not checked, then right now when I pressed open all rooms, what would happen is each student, each participant would get a flag saying, you've been invited to join a breakout room. Instead, when I hit open all rooms, they all get redistributed, and you see them disappearing from the main session. And so right now I'm seeing myself. I'm the only person left in the main session. As I'm looking at these iPads and laptops that are scattered around my office, I'm seeing little rooms with 2 webcams in them apiece. Join, of course, is the equivalent to sticking your head in, and you'll see here on the screen we completely close for a second. We go away, we come back. And now I'm in a breakout room with Charlene and Archibald. And this functions exactly the same as a regular Zoom session. I can come back to the main menu. If Brian wishes to be moved to, if you wish to move Brian to another room, this is the menu where you could do that. Just drop him over. And then I'm not sure which one of these iPads is Brian. There. But Brian will get moved over there. You then can hop from one room to another one to participate in a session with them. I'm picking up an iPad, and right on the student's screen, there's a button that's labeled Ask for Help. Once I punch that, oh great, I chose one that's the room that I'm already in. If I come over here and press Ask for Help, I get a note, the student gets a note saying you can invite the host to this breakout room. When I press Invite Host, you get a note from Brian that he has asked for help. If you press later, he'll just get a note saying, teacher says you have to wait. You hit join breakout room, then you again get walked down the hall to breakout room 1. This can go on as long as you need it to. If you leave the breakout room, you have the option. I mean, you could leave the meeting, but presumably you'd want to return to the main session. When you're ready for the whole breakout room exercise to be done, that's again done down here in the main menu. If you want to give them a 3 minutes notice, we'll be back at 5:45 Eastern Time. Got to think about time zones for the first time. That sends a note, and I just get a note up on the screen that reads 3 minutes. We'll be back at 5:45. When you're ready for everybody to come together, you hit close all rooms, and this is where you'd probably want to leave that timer set to 30 or 60 seconds, and the model there is that they're finishing up their discussion, but they all get returned to the main session. Presuming that this has served its purpose, you can delete the room, delete the room, delete the room. If it was useful later to bring it back, that would be done here through the Recreate menu. Having purged the breakout rooms, you're back in a Zoom that runs conventionally.